which was a hard adjustment to step back from ministry, especially after spending most of my life in some form of ministry, whether it was full-time or part-time or, missions or homeless ministry or youth ministry, like whatever flavor I was, in at the time, it was like there was always that something.
Yeah.
So to suddenly find myself like at home and to see like raising my child as ministry, that was a big adjustment, because like I knew that's what God was calling me to. I knew it was my primary vocation. Like all that made sense like logically,
yes.
and so like I understood that, but like I just felt like what am I doing though? Like I need to be out there. I need to be like evangelizing or helping people. And,
putting it in practice is a different thing altogether.
Yeah. And so that was an adjustment. But now that I've been in it for a few years, it's like I feel like I've settled in that.
It's easier for you now to see, okay, changing these poopy diapers is, my way of showing God's love.
Right, yeah.
I remember you saying that last time.
Yes. So, because there have been plenty of opportunities, because it really is something though that like, I knew that, but it's until you're in it, you just have no idea how to implement. Like I knew I was going to have to find ways to pray throughout my day.
Yes.
I knew that.
Uh-huh.
But then when I had a newborn, it was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so stressed, I'm so overwhelmed. Like it's hard to even enter into that place of prayer. And up until I had my baby, it was like for my entire life, at least my adult life, prayer looked a certain way. It was like, here's my Bible, here's my journal, I'm in the adoration chapel. Like it was, prayer looked and felt a certain way. And to suddenly not have any of that. I remember I sat down once with he was crawling, so he was maybe like 6 months old. I sat down, I had like my coffee, my Bible was like, okay, I'm going to have prayer time. And he crawls over to me and he like rips a page out of the Bible.
Oh, no.
And then as I go to grab the page, the coffee falls over.
Oh.
And I'm just like, all right, that was prayer time. All right, Lord, I hope you're okay with that, because we're moving on, And so just it was hard though, because I wanted to like yell, and still to this day, I'll be like trying to have my prayer time in the morning, and my kids will just be like going crazy, and I want to be like, can't you see I'm trying to pray? Like, and I want to like go crazy at them, and I'm like, wow, how ridiculous is that? That I'm like yelling at my children because Mama needs time with the Lord, but like, I'm being mean about it, or I'm being like ridiculous. They're small children, like of course they're going to want to sit on my lap and be with me and that sort of thing. So. We've made a lot of adjustments, needless to say. A lot of humbling opportunities along the way that have taught me a lot.
Have you ever thought about going back to youth ministry?
Certainly, I'd like to once kids are older. I'd like to maybe on a volunteer level. I don't know that I could enter it full time with children, but leading small groups, helping out on retreats, volunteering, for a program that's being run by someone else. I think that's feasible with small children. And then down the road when they're older, okay,
like
maybe
school age.
Yeah, maybe that's something I can actually do as a job. But it's really just going to depend on the Lord and His call. And I don't know, if I keep having babies, maybe I'll never get back into it.
Are you thinking of maybe homeschooling them?
Yeah, we definitely want to homeschool. I would love to do that. I love teaching. I love seeing people learn and like presenting things in new ways, because okay, they're not understanding this concept in this way. I love figuring out like a way that they can, and then like seeing like the light bulb turn on and stuff. It's so I don't know. It's just so beautiful to see that.
So over these last couple of years, in between, your work as a mom, have you been able to, do some like speaking engagements for youth ministers?
Yeah. So actually at Faustina's, Katie, I knew Katie, from like 10 years ago. I've known her family for forever. And so she had me come out a couple times and speak, which was awesome, because it felt like I was like kind of getting back into ministry without being pulled away from my children, because it's easy to step away for like a couple hours to go do a speaking engagement and then come back. Retreats, it's a bit harder because you're overnight, but a couple of those opportunities like this are big. When I do, I've done a few like Zoom interviews or a few podcasts and that sort of thing. And so that's been like, I feel like the Lord blessing me with an opportunity to do ministry without detracting from my primary vocation.